You'll recognize this backyard if you've been following along with us for a while, but we've been to this yard before. We put a hardscape in. We built a beautiful patio space for them. Now we're building them a pond and completing this outdoor space. I have to show you guys what we're doing right here. It's pretty exciting when we get to come back to these spaces and we get to see how people have been living. You know, we've got all our stuff over here, but we get to see how people have been living in our spaces that we've built. So here's a patio we built a couple years ago, holding up really, really well. An awesome space. You see, we've kind of spread out and taken over this space. So right here is kind of where they're hanging out. They've got their gas fire pit. They've been living out here, enjoying it. He's got some awesome gardens and vegetables back here. It's a really, really cool space. But he likes nature and he likes kind of the more natural kind of look, as you can see. Him and his wife have put a lot of time and effort into making this backyard very environmentally friendly and making sure that they're using all the rainwater and using the space appropriately and kind of just keeping their footprint at a minimum. So this pond is going to have a couple of unique features. There's a downspout right back here behind me. It's going to drain out over into the pond, so it's going to be constantly replenishing the pond. Now, the pond doesn't use that much water, so all the water that comes into it that doesn't get used is actually going to flow out of the pond into a space that's right here, which is going to be like a rain garden of sorts. So we're going to use like a super sandy soil with some topsoil mixed in with it. We're going to root a bunch of plants in it, and there's going to be stepping stones along it. So the water will come from there, go into the pond, and then flow right out over into this rain garden right here. And then after it goes to the rain garden, at the end over here, there's another drain right past where Donnie just was. You can see right here. And then this finally goes off to the street. So the idea is that none of the water from this area leaves the property. It all just gets reused and put back into this space. So what we're doing right now, this is gonna be a 10 by 14 pond. And Jim has a bunch of ideas that he's actually getting ready to apply to this pond. So as you see, we've got a sphere and a bowl over there. So Jim is gonna incorporate that sphere right into the waterfall. And then he's gonna incorporate a bowl over here spilling down in. And then the waterfall is actually gonna be a little bit longer than our typical 8 foot. And it's gonna kind of wind down and come through this space. And that sphere is gonna be one of our outcropping rocks that blocks that space off. It's a really, really cool pond. This one is gonna be packed with features and options. Sometimes we build just a simple pond, and that simple pond is literally just boulders, water flowing, and the proper filtration. Well, in this one, he wants it to be cool. He wants it to be lit up at night. He wants it to be pretty much self-sustaining, so not having to add any water, not having to do any extra treatments or anything like that. So we've got the auto doser, we've got an ion gen, we've got an extra large filtration system on this one. It's a really, really cool feature. I can't wait to show you guys what it looks like.